Hello class, today's homework assignment is going to be on drawing conclusions and making inferences. Let's go ahead and get started. What does it mean to make an inference? The definition of making an inference is an idea or conclusion that's drawn from evidence and reasoning. An inference is an educated guess. This is very similar to drawing conclusions, although it's a little bit tough for readers to make inferences while reading if you don't fully comprehend the text. So how do good readers make inferences? They observe all the facts, arguments, and information given by the author. So you look at everything the author gives you to make a valid inference. You consider what you already know from your own experiences. Think about what you know, what experiences you've had to make connections with the text. When faced with multiple choice answers, determine whether each is true or false based on the information of the passage. Always use text during your reading to back up your reasoning and give examples. Here's an inference example. The woman waited nervously in line. When the counter was empty, she carefully unloaded her items from her cart. Lines creased her forehead as if to show the calculations ringing up in her head. Finally, the cashier began ringing up the items as the woman clutched her purse. So what can we infer by the woman based on this passage? And the woman may not have enough money to cover the cost of her groceries. Well, in order to say this, we have to be able to prove this in the text. So we can say that lines creased her forehead, which means she looks a little nervous. And it also says as if to show the calculations ringing up in her head. So as you can see, all these words, nervously, lines creased, that we can have the evidence which you must highlight and find to make a valid argument for the inference. Drawing conclusions is the next segment. The definition of drawing conclusions is a decision about what may happen or about the result an event may have. It's very similar to making inferences, but this is where you really need the evidence to help you draw the conclusion. We draw conclusions about people all day based on their actions, what they wear, their appearance, and we need to get used to this to do this in text. Here are some hints for drawing conclusions. When applicable, highlight the text where you found the evidence or answers. You must always give examples. Use evidence. If you can't prove something with text, then it's probably not correct. If you don't know where you got an answer from or you can't prove it and it's not in the text, it's probably definitely not the right answer. And when applicable, again, highlight the text where you found the evidence or answers. Your homework assignment tonight is write down one item from the video that you will use when making an inference or drawing conclusions. Make sure you include the part about, highlighting examples as well as backing up that information. Then write, I have successfully watched the video on making inferences and drawing conclusions. Make sure again to include all of your notes. I enjoyed this segment with you. Have a wonderful evening.